Hello, my name is Nicole Stevenson, and I will be presenting the project proposal for the Michaels Framing Adventure. The Michaels Framing Adventure will be a small weekend trip that focuses on key components to reconstruct this framing department. The components are as followed: team building, knowledge of framing procedures at initial stages, education on selling and customer interaction, emphasis on the importance of custom framing. This trip is designed as a learning experience, so the end result will lead in a better understanding of the process behind our framing department, adding value to the job, Michael's customers, and the company's earnings, all while bonding with coworkers. Since 1973, Michael's has been providing a place where crafters, designers, planners, decorators, and artists can come together to make creativity happen. In the past few years, there have been launches of new products and programs, along with a complete rebranding of the framing department. A large portion of Michael's profits stem from the custom framing component of the business. Recently, there have been many new changes and developments that have taken place to promote custom framing at Michael's. As a vital source of profits, the custom framing department needs to have the most knowledgeable and creative people employed to ensure that customers are receiving the best service and products offered. In order to provide quality service to customers, framers must have the proper tools and training to efficiently and effectively create, design, and sell the frames. Not only does there need to be a focus on properly accommodating customers' wants and needs into the design, but knowledge of how to make the most money out of the sale. This store in particular is having a difficult time with all of the new implementations that have taken place, and the transition to this new mindset on framing has proven to be challenging for some framers. This is affecting customer service ratings, sales, production volume, on-time percentages, and overall quality that is being offered. Not only is there a gap in knowledge and training, but there has been a distance in communication and teamwork. Framers need to work in conjunction with each other, meaning teamwork is vital to an efficient work environment. There has to be a balance of both product and sales knowledge, along with being comfortable with the customer and the design selling process. This proposal focuses on just that. The objective of this project is to organize, plan, coordinate, and book an educational and fun weekend trip for the Michaels framers at this store for the upcoming November, while following a budget of $10,000. This educational experience to the Artistry Factory in North Carolina will be a large step in the right direction to better the custom framing department at the store. The store manager, framing manager, and all framing employees will be in attendance. Our first stop at the Artistry Factory will be a tour led by the manufacturing manager, as he takes us around the factory and shows us the making of frames, mats, and accessories. From the beginning, when the wood is first cut, to laser cutting exact measurements, to when the design and color is applied, we will be able to witness how it is all created. The following day, we will have a brunch conference with the head of framing at the corporate level. We will be trained firsthand about the selling component of framing and how to develop better communication between all parties involved in the framing process. We will be informed of upcoming changes, why certain elements of framing are more important, why certain elements are more expensive, and why the price is the way it is. For this last component of the trip, we will attend an indoor adventure park that has a ropes course. This will allow employees to partake in a team building exercise that incorporates communication and bonding in a fun environment. Being a framer has its stresses, especially at this time of the year when customers are flying into the store to get pictures, artwork, and memorabilia framed for the holidays. This provides a small getaway for framers and management to gather their thoughts, have a good time, and become prepared for the upcoming peak season. The Michaels Framing Adventure will serve as a training and educational experience for framers to increase their knowledge of framing that they can then translate to the customer. The expected amount of funding for this project is $10,000, broken down by transportation, lodging, meals, and recreation. The milestone schedule for this project is as follows. Week 1, the baseline project plan is prepared. Week 2, setting the date and time for factory tour and meeting with the head of framing. Week 3, booking flights, accommodations, and activities. Week 4, creating food plans, schedule store hours, and preparing the frame shop. This short trip will provide real-life and current knowledge and training, combined with the bonding of employees learning about something they like and are good at. This will lead to an increase in productivity and sales. When employees are engaged with what they do for a living, such as seeing the materials they use being created and speaking to the person that designs the new promotions and products for the entire framing aspect of the company, they can use this information and bring it back to the production cycle of framing, along with increasing talking points and interactions at the selling counter. During and after the trip takes place, framing employees will gain product knowledge and experience, have improved and updated training, and develop stronger connections with coworkers. The deliverables for this project is as followed: travel arrangements, hotel arrangements, booking events, food, store scheduling, and frame shop preparation. Research will be done in advance of booking to make sure that the hotel, restaurants, and events are of good quality and in line with the budget. We will be attending an indoor adventure park to eliminate the risk of weather. There will be a list of the Pittsburgh International Airport's rules and regulations given to each employee to ensure that they are aware of how they should conduct themselves prior to the flight. This includes how to pack, how much to pack, and behavior. There will also need to be an understanding of how to act in the hotel. We will need to follow the rules that the hotel has in place in order to make sure that we do not get hit with any additional fees. We are representing Michaels, so we need to behave respectfully and professionally, even when we are not together as a group. There will also need to be a strong emphasis on what is allowed when touring the artistry factory. This is a manufacturing setting, with heavy machinery and people hard at work. We are to follow the rules set in place by the facility on what to wear and how to conduct ourselves while on the tour. There will be no open-toed shoes allowed or floating clothing. We will be wearing safety glasses at all times, as there may be debris flying around. We are not to touch any machinery unless allowed by the manufacturing manager. These rules are to account for our safety and the safety of those around us. This illustrates the work breakdown structure, which is a hierarchical breakdown of this project's activities and who is responsible for said activity. As you can see, it goes in order of which activities should be completed first. First being travel arrangements, then hotel arrangements, booking events, and food, led by myself with support from Kim, store scheduling, led by Kim with support by me, and preparing the frame shop, led by Leland with support from Tom and Joe. For example, travel arrangements is item number 1, and I am responsible for that deliverable. It is then further broken down to the activities to develop itinerary, airfare, and car rental, all corresponding item numbers 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3 respectively. By looking at this breakdown, it is easier to comprehend what major deliverables need to take place, what activities support the major deliverable, in what order they should be completed, and by whom. The responsibility assignment matrix describes the participation by various roles in completing deliverables for this project as depicted in the work breakdown structure. For example, the frame shop preparation deliverables primary response is Leland, but Tom and Joe have support responsibilities to help him. This network diagram is a visual, chronological representation of this project's deliverables. It depicts this project's schedule, which is useful for the planning and tracking from beginning to finish, highlighting the critical path, which is the sequence of project network activities which add up to the longest overall duration. This determines the shortest possible time to complete the project. The project schedule depicted below is a calendar view for Microsoft Project. It conveniently illustrates when each activity should be completed throughout the month-long project period. The resource usage sheet for Microsoft Project shows what resources are needed for the project, broken down between cost, work, and material, and each of the corresponding costs for each resource. This illustrates the work resources necessary for the trip. Company training materials for factory tour and conference are both listed as material. The rest of the activities, airfare, car rental, hotel rooms, conference room, conference breakfast, rope course, lunch and dinner, and reimbursement plan are categorized as cost. This slide depicts the generated resource cost overview for Microsoft Project. You can see the costs related to each person and how costs are spread out amongst different resource types. You can see Kim is allocating the most cost in the cost status chart. In the cost distribution pie chart, the resource type cost in the gray section is highest with $5,475, followed by the resource type work in the blue section with $4,224, and last, the resource type material in the orange section with $250. The estimated cash flow for this project is projected at just under $10,000. at $9,949, which falls under budget. By making some adjustments in Microsoft Project, the bar graph now depicts costs weekly instead of by period, to give us a more detailed view of cost allocation. We are able to see that the week of September 23rd, the cost is at the highest, and it decreases with each succeeding week. Risks are expected with every project, and depicted are those associated with this project and the possible impact imposed. The risks include the plane being delayed, the head of framing canceling at last minute, someone becoming ill while on the trip, the factory tour manager becoming unavailable, the rental car or hotel is not ready, or Kim can't leave the store and can't come on the trip. As you can see, the two with the highest degree of impact are the plane being delayed and the head of framing canceling. Note, for the plane being delayed, the response plan is to make sure everyone is at the airport at least 3 hours early and contacting the artistry factory in advance to prepare for delay and plan accordingly. For the head of framing canceling, the response plan is to confirm her attendance on the trip multiple times and reiterate her importance. Have her prepare notes and packets prior to the event for distribution in case of cancellation. She should have a backup plan in case she cannot be present. Risks are inevitable but can be mitigated. In conclusion, this project should take a little more than a month to plan and consists of 4 main phases: booking, creating a food plan, scheduling store hours, and frame shop preparation. There are 5 individuals involved for successful completion of this project, including the frame shop employees, frame shop manager, and store manager, with oversight from the district manager. Accounting for all staff members' time, travel and accommodation, events, and materials, the total cost for this project will be approximately $9,949. This proposed project will further knowledge, education, and training of current frame shop employees on the new programs and updated skills and techniques that have been implemented in the recent months. With this short trip, valuable information to the team will not be the only thing added. This experience will aid in bonding and communication, which are both essential to a smooth running frame shop. Thank you.